Hi class, this week we're learning about comparing and contrasting within a text. Okay, so what is comparing? What is contrasting? You read a paragraph, it tells you about two or more things. This can be confusing. How can a reader sort out this information? A good reader compares and contrasts things. A reader might think, how are these things alike? How do they differ? When you answer the first question, how are these things alike, you are comparing. You are finding similarities. Similarities are the things that are similar or the same. When you answer the second question, how do they differ, you are contrasting. You are finding differences. What is different? Read the paragraph below and then answer the question. So let's practice this. So here's our paragraph. Sharks. The great white shark lives in deep, cold seas. It will attack large animals such as sea lions. The bull shark lives mostly in shallow waters. It is sometimes found in rivers. These sharks are both very good swimmers and hunters. Both kinds of sharks have lots of teeth, too. Okay, so the first thing we're going to find out is what is this paragraph comparing? All right? So I know it talks about the great white shark. Okay, what's the other animal that it talks about? Scan through. It also talks about the bull shark. Okay, so it's comparing the great white shark. This line is small. And the bull shark. Okay, so we know the two things that it's comparing. All right? Now let's talk about how the sharks are alike. So this means that we are comparing. When you find out what is alike, we are comparing. So what kind of swimmers are both the sharks? Okay, well, the great white shark lives in the deep cold seas. It will attack. All right. These sharks are both very good swimmers. Let me grab my highlighter so we can do a better job of marking these things. Okay. So it says these sharks are both very good swimmers. Because that's all it's asking about, right? What kind of swimmers are both sharks? Very good swimmers. Okay. How many teeth do these sharks have? Okay, well, let me see. Scanning for teeth. Both kinds of sharks have lots of teeth. Okay, look, both kinds of sharks have lots of teeth. It doesn't tell us the exact number, but it tells us that both of them have lots of teeth. So how many teeth? Lots of teeth. We're going to write exactly what the text says. Okay? Now we're going to ask ourselves, how do the sharks differ? This is contrasting. When you're finding the differences, we are contrasting. Okay? Now, I'm actually going to switch highlighter colors. So if it's in pink, you know it's a difference. It says, where does the great white shark live? Okay. The great white shark lives, here it is. The great white shark lives in deep, cold seas. Okay, well, there's our answer. Deep, cold seas. Again, I'm writing exactly what the text says. Okay. Where does the bull shark live? The bull shark lives, oh, here it is. The bull shark lives mostly in shallow waters. Okay, where does the bull shark live? Mostly in shallow waters. Notice they live in different places in the sea and ocean. So this is contrasting because this is something that's different. Okay, so I like to highlight the differences in pink and the similarities in yellow. It helps with breaking down the text. Okay, we are going to do another practice. This time we're going to go from sharks to elephants. Okay. We are going to read about the two kinds of elephants. We're going to compare the elephants by filling in the information below. If the information was not given in the article, we'll fill in the blank with not given. All right, so let's read our article. Okay. There are two kinds of elephants living today, the Indian elephant and the African elephant. That sounds like that could be the two topics that we're comparing and contrasting. So I'm just going to underline them. Okay. The Indian elephant is smaller, stands about 10 feet, which is 3 meters tall, and weighs about 4 tons or 3.6 metric tons. It has smaller ears and a high forehead, and only one lip at the end of its smooth trunk. There are 5 nails on each of its front feet, and 4 on each hind foot. Only the male has tusks, which are small. The Indian elephant is usually the one seen in zoos. The African elephant is around 11 feet or 3.3 meters tall and weighs about 6 tons or 5.4 metric tons. Its ears are big and its forehead is sloped. Its front feet each have 4 nails and the hind feet each have 3 nails. Also, its trunk is ringed and its tusks are large. Okay, so we just learned a lot of facts about Indian elephants and African elephants. I'm going to zoom out so you can see what I'm looking at. Down here we have a chart of Indian elephants and African elephants, and we are going to find the information on their height, weight, ears, forehead, lips, skin on trunk, tusks, and nails. And then we'll be able to see which are the same and which are different. Okay, so this is just a way to organize information. So first we want to find the height for Indian elephants. So let's go back up. The first paragraph talked about Indian elephants. It starts right here where it talks about Indian elephants. The second paragraph talks about Africans. So height. The Indian elephant is smaller, stands about 10 feet tall. So 10 feet tall. Now let's find the height for the African elephant. The African elephant is around 11 feet tall. So this is a difference. The African elephant is taller than the Indian elephant. Okay. Now let's look at weight. Indian elephant weighs about 4 tons. And the African elephant weighs about 6 tons. Now, considering the African elephant is taller, I'm not surprised that it weighs more. Okay, ears. See what the Indian elephant has about ears. It has smaller ears, so small ears. And the African elephant has, its ears are big. Big ears. Again, this is another difference. Let's talk about the forehead. The African elephant has a high forehead. Or not the African, I'm sorry, the Indian elephant. And then the African elephant, its forehead is sloped. So again, another difference. Lips. The Indian elephant, only one lip at the end of its smooth trunk. African elephant. It does not say anything about its lips, so we're going to say not given. Now we can assume it has 2 lips, but we don't know for sure because it was not in the article. So we are going to write not given. Okay, skin on trunk, Indian elephant. Smooth trunk. So the skin on the trunk for the Indian elephant is smooth. African elephant. This trunk is ringed. So that means it has, it's not smooth, it's bumpy because it has all these rings going down it. So it is ringed. So far, we have not found similarities. All right, here we go. Tusks. The Indian elephant. Only the male has tusks, and they're small. So only male, and they're small. Okay, let's check for the African elephant. Tusks are large, and they don't say that it's only male. All right, nails. 5 nails on each of its front feet and 4 on the hind foot. So 5 front, 4 hind. Hind means the back foot. You can see how I wrote that. 5 front, 4 hind. Let's look at the African. 4 nails in the front and 3 in the hind. So we can see that all of these details about these 2 types of elephants are different. Okay? So all of these are differences between the 2 elephants. I think the only similarity that I'm seeing is that they are elephants. The rest is all differences. Okay? Remember, the similarities are comparing. Okay? And contrasting are the differences, finding the differences. All right, we're going to do one more practice together. Hurricanes and tornadoes are both powerful storms. People often confuse the two. Read the passage to learn facts about the storms. Answer the questions about the similarities and differences. Okay? Similarities we find when we're comparing. Differences we find when we're contrasting. So let's read. Hurricanes are powerful storms. They develop over warm ocean water. In the U.S., the hurricane season is from June to November. Winds move more than 75 miles or 120 kilometers per hour in a circle. The huge storm moves forward over the water. When the hurricane gets to land, the winds slow down. Hurricanes can last for a week or longer. Tornadoes are storms that develop over land. Winds whirl around the center of the storm. Winds can blow more than 200 miles or 322 kilometers per hour. They can happen throughout the world. In the U.S., the tornado season is during spring and early summer. Tornadoes usually last between a minute and an hour. Alright, so the first thing I want to do is I'm going to take my yellow and let's find some similarities. So I know that hurricanes are storms and tornadoes are storms, right? Develop over ocean, develop over land. So that's a difference. So I'm going to switch colors. So this is a difference. Develop over warm ocean water, develop over land. That is a difference. The U.S. hurricane season is from June to November. The U.S. tornado season is spring and early summer, so that's different. From June to November and during spring and early summer. Okay. Winds move more than 75 miles per hour for hurricanes. For tornadoes, winds blow more than 200 miles. So that is the difference. So 75 miles per hour or 200 miles per hour is the difference. The huge storm moves forward over the water. This one's over land, so it's already a difference. When the hurricane gets to land, the wind slows down. Hurricanes can last for a week or longer. Well, that's how long they last. A week or longer is different because tornadoes last between a minute and an hour. All right. Here we go. We broke down our information. We're ready to answer these questions. It says, read the following list of facts. For each fact, write H on the line if it's true for hurricanes only, T on the line if it's true for tornadoes only, and B on the line if it's true for both kinds of storms. This is very much like doing a Venn diagram. A Venn diagram, which you would have seen in 1st and 2nd grade, looks like this. And you would have one storm on this side. You would have both in the middle. And you'd have the other storm on this side. Okay? So if it's true for hurricanes only, it would go here. If it's true for tornadoes only, it would go here. If it's true for both, it would go here. So we're doing a Venn diagram without actually drawing it, but we are breaking down the information the same way. All right. The storm develops over the ocean. Let's go look. Well, I see develop over warm ocean is pink for hurricane. Develop, because this one develops over land, so it's a different. So the only one that develops over the ocean is a hurricane. So that would go on the hurricane side of the Venn diagram. This storm carries winds of more than 200 miles per hour. Hurricane winds are 75. Tornado winds are 200. So this one is for tornadoes only. This storm develops over the land. Okay. Well, I already know that hurricanes develop over the ocean water. Tornadoes develop over land. So that is going to be tornadoes only. This storm occurs most often in spring and early summer. This one is June to November, which is summer to fall. This one is spring to early summer. So again, this is another tornado fact. This storm has winds of more than 75 miles per hour. Okay, when I go up here, 75 miles per hour is hurricanes, because tornado is 200. So this one is just for hurricanes. This storm can develop in the United States. Well, we missed this one. This one should be yellow. In the U.S., hurricanes. In the U.S., tornadoes. So both of them can develop in the United States. So this one would go in the middle of our Venn diagram because it is both. So it's going to be. This storm could occur in the month of June. Okay, well, tornadoes are June to November. So yes. Or sorry, hurricanes. But tornadoes are spring to early summer. Well, June is the first month of summer. So June would be early summer. So that would be both. This storm can last for a whole week. Well, I know tornadoes only last between a minute and an hour. So this one is hurricanes only. And then this storm is often over within minutes. We just read that's tornadoes. So there's only two things that would fit in the middle of our Venn diagram for both of them. And then the rest are facts about individual storms, either hurricanes or tornadoes.